Hey guys. So I have a few things I wanted to talk about today. Um, Several things, but I'm not sure how many videos I'll have to make to discuss those things. But there's a few things in particular I wanted to talk about. One of the things I've been thinking about lately is the fact that Israel is now 74 years old. Um, a lot of things have happened in 74 years, but in the last couple years, especially the last 2 years, a ton of things have happened. And one of the things that has just began to happen is that our current president, Biden, is now headed to Israel as of tomorrow, which will be the 13th. So the 13th through the 17th, I believe, of July, he will be in Israel to talk to the current Prime Minister Lapid, um, who is currently the stand-in because Bennett just recently um, left office. So while Lapid is currently standing in that place, um, Biden is going to go over there and talk to him. And one of the focuses of his trip is that he's going to discuss a two-state solution. That's significant. And it's really significant because it's basically going to discuss dividing God's land. It's going to divide Israel and more specifically Jerusalem. That's a huge deal. That's not something that should even be considered. So the fact that he's going to do that is huge right now, especially with the convergence of everything else that's going on right now. I mean, if this was to happen all by itself, it would be crazy, but in conjunction with everything else that's happening right now, it's huge. So tomorrow, I expect to see the beginning of some craziness. I don't know exactly what, but some crazy stuff, because this is not something that God is going to allow, at least not for long. And one of the things I noticed was that Biden had said that he's going there to discuss the two-state solution for, and I quote, peace and security of Israel. And those words are very familiar. I'm pretty sure I've heard them in the Bible. And when they say peace and security, then sudden destruction comes upon them, and there won't be anywhere for them to hide. So, considering that, we've got to be going along really quickly on this timeline. We've got to be getting really close to the rapture because, according to what I've read and what I understand, we're not appointed unto wrath. So if we're not appointed unto wrath, but unto salvation through Jesus Christ, then just like in the times of Lot, God's got to get us out of here so that he can pour out his wrath on those that are in obvious sin, disobedience, and evil. So that means that we've got to be getting out of here very soon because Biden's on his way over there tomorrow. Does that mean that everything's going to happen tomorrow? Not necessarily, but it does mean that we are getting very, very close. And this should be concerning to those that are not saved, but for us that are in the body and that are saved through the grace and the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ, it's exciting. It's really exciting. Because we expect these things to happen. So it's not a surprise to us. I mean, it's kind of surreal because we're watching it happen, but it's not a surprise. So I just wanted to make sure that I share these things for anybody who maybe didn't know that this is going on, and just make you aware and give you the opportunity to be in prayer, that God's will be done, not our will but his. So that's pretty major. That's one thing I wanted to really touch on. Another thing that's really interesting about trips that some of these major leaders are going on and taking is prior to this trip that Biden is going on tomorrow, the 13th, Lapid, on one of his first tasks was to go out of his country and to go visit Macron over in France. And he wanted to go talk to him. Of course, Macron is also in favor of a two-state solution. So Lapid is talking to Macron about a two-state solution, and then he's going to talk to Biden starting tomorrow through the 16th or 17th about a two-state solution. And of course, these things couldn't have happened before when Bennett was in office, because Bennett was opposed to the two-state solution. So everything is working out perfectly, isn't it? Anyways, I just wanted to bring your attention to it. All the pieces are on the board, currently in play as prophesied. We're watching it happen. It's amazing. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys in the air. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing Jesus when we get up there, because this is going to be so amazing. No eye is seen and no ear is heard. It's going to be amazing. I mean, we can't even imagine exactly how amazing it's going to be. So be encouraged, church, because our time is short here. Make sure that you are using your time wisely, that you're occupying this time, and that you are bringing Jesus to people and people to Jesus, because that's really important right now. And I know a lot of people are just going to mock and scoff and not listen to you, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. Because even if you're planting the seeds now and maybe they don't grow now, you're planting the seeds. And, you know, later down the line, maybe even after we're raptured out of here, you know, maybe those seeds will start growing then. There's going to be a lot of people that are saved after the rapture and during the tribulation. So, you know, the tribulation saints are gonna be here, and hopefully some of these videos and stuff that are up will still be around, so that, you know, they can hear about the word and about what was happening and how it was prophesied thousands of years ago that all these things would happen, all these things were going to come to pass. And it just proves that God is God, that Jesus is God, and that he is exactly who he said he is. So, with all this said, just think about it, be in prayer, be spreading the word, and, you know, keep occupying your time, because our time is very short now, which is a wonderful thing, because the tribulation's on the way. But as they say, I don't know who they is, but as they say, if you can see the tribulation approaching, then we're that much closer to the rapture of the church. And another wonderful statement that I love is, you know, when you see Christmas decorations everywhere, you know that Thanksgiving is right around the corner. So, this close to being out of here. This close to being out of here, and to being with our Lord Jesus and with each other. It's going to be awesome. Take care, you guys.